I have a face and I don't know what to do with it. My computer's being a little bit fussy, so I have to do everything mobile. We'll make it work. So I touched on this a little bit as in my first appearance on this channel as Not Lou, but I'm a big podcast enthusiast. Specifically, I'm a big audio drama person. I do a lot of listening, I do a lot of thinking about it, and this past summer I started working with a community group that does live radio theater, and it's been an absolute blast. It's been the first time I've done anything theatrical in like 10 years, and everybody was really welcoming and really fantastic, and it's been a whole lot of fun. I helped out with doing practical sound effects for their summer show, which was a couple mysteries. I helped out with a Sherlock Holmes mystery, and just this past Saturday I finished helping out with sound design for their Halloween show. And on Saturday I had subbed in for one of the three Foley folks, the three folks doing practical sounds, because one of them wasn't going to be there, and some of the sound effects in the show were really fast and really complicated, and they really needed 6 hands, and it's like, hey, I've got hands, I can make stuff, make noise. So I did that, and just everything was really great, even though there was a little bit of confusion as to who I and one of the other sound folks were as far as who was doing what sounds. But potential identity crises aside, the show went really, really well. The script was really great, and it was fun and spooky and creepy and in all of the right places. The actors were all really on point. All of the sounds were phenomenal. We wrapped nearly 48 hours ago, and I'm still totally giddy as to how well both weekends went. And in the wake of all of that excitement, I'm also starting to feel more broadly creative again, which is really, really exciting for me, because that hasn't happened for a really long while. So about this time last year, something occurred to me in some part of my brain, and it kind of went, gee, between doing grade school, then college, then grad school, and doing other stuff in between there, and pretty much just constantly going for maybe the better part of 6 years, 8 years? Yeah, I think I'm kind of tired, which meant that I hit a pretty big wall of burnout. And in addition to a dearth of motivation to do pretty much anything, this burnout brought with it a pretty major dry spell of creativity. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I do stuff, I make stuff. At the very least, I have some sort of ideas buzzing around. And when that wasn't really happening in the same way for pretty long stretches of time, that was a little worrying. Now, that doesn't mean I haven't made stuff at all. I've made stuff here and there over the last year or so. But I was getting frustrated that most of it was keeping to the same collaborative writing sandbox that I had already been in for some time. Though I will say that keeping in that sandbox and still doing at least something, kind of more or less out of sheer force of habit, that kept me from completely despairing creatively, and that was really, really good, I think. But now sustained ideas are starting to creep in a little bit more, and some of those are in other sandboxes, and some of them may be starting to crawl towards more original sandboxes, which would be really exciting. And I'm starting to like plan projects more, and I'm actually being confident in those plans actually unfolding. And that hasn't happened quite in this way for a really long while, and that's really, really exciting. That's kind of a lot for a substitution video, but that's what's on my mind right now, and I wanted to share it with people. So here we are.